Hi, my name is Alex Bontrager and I work with Lippert Components. And we are coming to you live from our customer service lab here in South Bend, Indiana at our Plant 39 location. We just want to say welcome to our first ever episode of our monthly segment, Ask a Tech. So Ask a Tech is every month we are going to be featured here with a Lippert Components service technician. And he's basically just going to answer your questions about our monthly topic. So we are here this month with Garth. Garth, how's it going?
It's going great.
Good. Why don't you just tell our viewers a little bit about yourself? How long have you been with Lippert Components?
Well, I've been with the company for about 4 years.
Okay. Have you spent those 4 years here in the service lab?
No, actually, I spent about 2 years over at Plant 19 in Goshen, working on installs, welding some chassis, and doing some service work.
Okay, so you know your stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So you might know what you're doing. Okay, can you tell them a little bit about what you guys actually do here at the service lab? Do you guys just answer phone calls all day?
Well, we answer questions, we do some warranty work, order parts, just technical questions. Our main goal is to get people back up on the road.
Okay, good deal. And can I ask you, what is this large thing beside you?
Well, this is a mock-up that we use when one of our techs is on the phone and they're talking to a retail customer. They're trying to walk them through a situation or recreate a situation. We have a bunch of our components on here. Our Equal-Flex up here, some hub components, along with the inner bearings, races, cotter pins, a winch. We got our strap tech back here. Just while we're talking to them, if we don't exactly know an answer right off the top of our head, we can come over here, break it down, recreate an instance, and then walk them through how to fix it.
Okay, so you can actually walk through it with them and kind of fix it while they're fixing it on their end. See what they're kind of seeing, what it looks like on their end. Cool. Well, I'm ready to get started. Are you ready to get started?
I'm ready to get started.
Okay, tell them what our topic is. What are we talking about this month?
This month we're talking about axles, chassis, and steps.
Okay, so just to clarify, we do want to try and keep the questions centered around axles, chassis, and steps. And this is actually where you guys all come in. We definitely want you to utilize that comment section below. Don't hesitate to throw things at us. We're actually going to be reading off the questions and going through them as you guys are leaving the comments. So Garth is going to do his best to answer everything that he can, given our time frame. So I think we're just ready to jump on in. We do already have a list of questions that we've come up with. These are just things that our technicians have already come across before and things that they think you guys are probably going to find to be pretty helpful for you.
Our most common asked questions.
Yes, about axles, chassis, and steps.
Yes.
Good deal. Well, let's get started then.
All right.
First one up, there is a ball hitch on the back of a truck that a lot of people want to use with our fifth wheelers. Can you tell me if this is something that you guys recommend?
Well, we do have options for using a gooseneck or something along those lines. We don't advise the use of any kind of adapters or extensions to be used on the kingpins of our pin box. But we do have a product out there, well we don't, but Reese Goose Box, made by Reese. That has been tested on our chassis, it works great, and you don't run the risk of possibly damaging any components.
Okay, so that's what you guys would recommend instead?
Yes.
Okay, good deal. So the Reese Goose Box is a good one for that one.
Yes.
Up next we've got, what are just some common issues that you hear about when it comes to raising a coach?
Well, a lot of people, they have an issue with it's either riding too high in the front, it's riding too low in the back. We do have a product out there called the Correct Track that does give your coach about 2 to 3 inch lift when installed aftermarket. But it's all if your coach is compatible, which if you ever question that, you can call in or you can shoot us an email.
Okay, so you do have to have a specific coach when it comes to using the Correct Track.
Specific hangers, yeah.
Okay, and who can they actually get a hold of to figure out if their coach is compatible with it?
Well, they can either, one, contact their OEM or they can contact us here at the call center.
Okay, good deal. Up next, what are the recommended maintenance times for our axles?
Our axles should be maintenance every 12 months or 36,000 miles. And this should be a full hub hack, you know, going through, checking all your attaching components, you know, your shackle bolts, your bushings, to see if you notice any tire wear, stuff along those lines.
Okay, so there's definitely a lot that they can go over with it.
Oh, yes.
Good deal. Let's see, can you tell us a little bit about Grease Easy? Just tell us, what is this product first off?
there's a little greaser at the end of the spindle.
Okay.
And when you're taking long, extensive trips, we suggest that you put about 2 to 3 pumps in this. Give your tire a good spin as you're adding the grease. And it's just to ensure a good long ride.
Okay, so how do they use it?
Well, what they're going to do is they're going to take their grease gun. There's a little zerk at the end of the spindle here.
So it seems pretty easy so far.
Yeah. So you basically just, it clips right on as you press on. Then you add 2 to 3 clicks as you're spinning your wheel.
Okay, awesome. Let's see here. We actually had a customer write in and say that she had her brakes done, and she feels like she wasn't having any braking right away. She wants to know why are her brand new brakes seeming to not be braking when she adjusts her controller and steps on her brakes, which I definitely could see why this could be a problem or concern. Can you just tell us why she might have been experiencing it and how she could fix it?
Yeah, well, a lot of times with brand new brakes, there is going to be a burnishing that's on the pad itself. So you want to go through our burnishing process. We have this in our manual that's on the website, of course, at lci1.com. But basically what you're going to do is you're just going to drive about 40 miles per hour, hit your brakes till you're about 20 miles per hour. You want to do this about 30 to 50 times to get that glaze off there and get the brake seated into the hub.
Okay, so is it almost guaranteed that that probably is what it needs to get them kick-started?
A majority of the time, either that or just a simple adjustment.
Okay, so it seems easy enough. I do want to talk about solid step for a little bit. This is one of the hottest products that we have on the market right now, and it's a little bit different than some other entry steps that you can get on coaches, because ours does have the extendable legs, and it actually has the no bounce stability, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so although everyone may want to run out and buy this amazing product, is it compatible with all units, and do we recommend it with all units?
Well, it's not compatible with all units. Another one, this is one that you might want to contact your OEM. You want to make sure that your thrust plate at the beginning of your door is sturdy enough and stable to hold those steps.
Okay.
So we do have a couple manuals on our website that basically just go through how to do the install. We also came out with a new generation, the Gen 3, that has the lift assist also. But you want to make sure with your OE that it is compatible with your door.
Okay. And you said if people do want to find out if their coach is compatible, to contact their OEM?
Yeah, their OEM. It's the manufacturer of the coach. Forest River, Keystone.
So whoever they got it from?
Yeah, whoever they bought their coach from.
Okay, good deal. So let's touch base on hitches really quick.
Okay.
How often do you see that people have a hitch on their coach and they get really excited and they decide that they just want to haul everything that they can?
Well, you don't want to haul everything on this hitch.
You can't haul everything on your coach?
No. Just like everything else on your coach, it has a weight rating. So you want to go by that, because you don't want to cause damage by overloading it, causing a weld to break, or causing material to fail. So typically the weight rating at the end of a coach is around 150 pounds. But there are some exceptions to that, ones that have bracings put in. I think they can go all the way up to 350 pounds of weight.
Okay.
But that's also including the hitch that you're using.
Okay, so I shouldn't just put my boat on the back of it.
No, no. But we do have some models out there that do have a boat hitch designed for.
Okay.
But that's another thing, you might want to contact your OEM, but you could also reach out to us. We can pull up your print and see what exactly it's been designed for.
Okay, so if you weren't listening to your manual and you decided to be a rebel today, could you actually cause some serious damage to your coach by hauling something that is not on the weight limit?
You can. You can see rear end failure to your bumper. You can see cracks in your axle hangers. You can see damage to your actual hitch that's hooked up to your receiver in the back of your truck.
Okay.
It's really important that you pay attention to that and you pay attention to the weight ratings that are on.
Okay, so all of it can be avoided simply by just reading it.
Yeah, or just reach out to us.
Okay, it looks like we actually have a question from one of our viewers.
So we have Dwayne has a question. Is it worth the cost of going to More Ride 4000 for a Cardinal fifth wheel that has a dry weight of 12.5K, plus considering to go with disc brakes? So he's considering to go with disc brakes.
Oh, he's wanting to go with disc brakes?
He's considering it, yes.
So Dwayne is considering going with disc brakes, and he wants to know what again?
He wants to go into the More Ride 4000 for a Cardinal fifth wheel.
Okay.
Is it going to have, like, with the dry weight of 12.5K? So,
well, I mean, if we're talking about disc brakes, we also have our Kodiak systems that does swap out with this. We don't exactly offer the lines and the pumps to have it all hooked up, but we do have the components and we can point you in the right direction to have that installed. Oh, we do? Oh, well, I guess we do have the lines and the pumps, so actually we can outfit you with a full setup.
okay. Yep.
If you ever do have any of those questions, you could call in to 574-537-8900. One of our parts people would be able to configure your axles and tell you exactly what setup you need.
Good deal. It looks like while we're waiting for our next viewer to comment in, how often should people be adjusting their brakes?
Well, there's different stages of what you need to adjust. We suggest that it needs to be adjusted within the first 200 miles.
Okay.
But we should start off with when they're burnished. When they're burnished, you're going to put that through a lot of pressure. So what can happen is they can over-adjust within that first set.
Okay.
So you want to adjust then again after that 200-mile mark, and then within 3,000-mile increments.
Okay, so there's actually more than one time that you should be checking to
Even
adjust
though
your
these
brakes.
are self-adjusting brakes, they still need to be adjusted.
Okay, perfect. Let's talk a little bit about quickie steps and how to properly maintain them.
Well, it's actually really low maintenance for the quickie steps. A big thing about it is just make sure that you're washing it off with just regular water. And then we also have a CRC dry lube that you can use on all the pivot points, and that's just to make sure that you're not collecting dirt or anything that's going to corrode and chip off the paint.
Okay, so I know that we have a few different types of quickie steps. We've got the Quickie Classic, the Quickie Revolution, and the Quickie Platinum.
Yeah.
Is the maintenance the same on those
It's
across
across
the board? Good deal, it makes it easy.
Yep, it's really simple. We have our maintenance schedules and how to do it on our website at lci1.com. You just follow the manual that goes with your steps. So you got to pull it up, go through there, but it has an outline of what to do, when to do it, and how to.
Perfect. And let's see, the next one that we've got, this is actually for people that live on one of the coastlines. They've got their coaches around water a lot, so an issue obviously that can come up would be rust. Can you talk a little bit about how to go about preventing rust from happening and what you should do as soon as you start seeing it?
Well, anytime you start seeing rust, of course you want to stop the spread as soon as it starts. Some simple sandpaper, some paint, some Rust-Oleum, anything along those lines, but the main thing to remember is to wash it down. We have a procedure that we suggest that, you know, if you're in a coastal region or if you have pulled through, you know, some winter conditions where salt's on the road, you want to make sure that you're spraying everything down.
Okay.
And we're talking about attaching components, or everything underneath the coach.
Don't leave
that's
anything
exposed.
untouched.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's going to reduce the rust buildup. Amazing.
Okay. Is there anything they can do to prevent it from happening?
Storing them in dry places throughout the seasons that you're not using it.
Okay.
Or just the wash down procedure alone
Just taking care of it.
Yeah, it just works amazingly.
Okay, good deal. I think we have another question from a viewer.
We sure do. So Tracy wants to know, what is the difference between step models?
Well, it depends on what size run you want to have or the rise up to your coach. We also have different models that are just the width, but we also, when it comes to the quickie setups, between the Platinum and the Classic, the Revolution, it's all about how the motor is hooked up to it and everything like that also.
Okay.
So I know our Platinum series is a lot lighter, it has less components on it. So it really just depends on their need of what they need.
Okay. So when we were talking about the solid steps, and you were talking about compatibility,
Yeah.
would you say that there are definitely different compatibilities as far as the different quickie steps that we offer as well?
Yeah, it would be the same thing. It's, you want to make sure that it's going to fit on your coach for one and not hit the ground as soon as they come out.
Okay.
But once again, I mean, you could always just call into us and we could figure what steps need to go on your coach.
Okay.
Just to make sure that you don't pull up to a curb and your step comes out and smacks it.
That'd be bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So do we have any more viewer questions right now? No. Okay. Well, it looks like that's all we've actually got for today. Garth, before I let you go, can you tell our viewers how they get in contact with the Service Lab?
There's multiple ways to get a hold of us here. You can call in at the 574-537-8900.
Do that one more time.
574-537-8900.
Cool.
Or you can email in at customerservice@lci1.com. And we also have our emergency phone. So say it's after 5 o'clock here, you could still call into one of our service techs. They'll be able to assist you when you're on the road when you have an emergency.
Okay. I saw a thing. Do we also have a live chat? Does that
Yes.
apply to service, or is that just on our website?
It's more of a parts thing.
Okay.
So say if they're looking for a part number or something like that. But if it is just a quick technical question like, where do I find my manual, or what do I need to expect for a certain product, they can direct you to a tech that's in that area that's also live on chat.
Awesome. Oh, and we do have an app.
Oh, yes, we do. It's the MyLCI
So
app.
many things. So many ways to get a hold of them.
And you can use it on iOS and Android.
Okay, perfect. So
It's
any
free
type
in
of
Google.
phone, we've got it.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Well, we just want to say thank you to everyone that is watching and hanging out with us right now. Make sure to keep an eye out for our next segment that we're going to be coming out with. If you have any suggestions, or there's something that you'd love to see us talk about in a future segment, don't hesitate to leave it below. We'd love to hear from you guys. Garth, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to go over this all. It's been really helpful. I've learned a lot. I hope they've learned a lot. So I think that's it. We just want to say we'll see you guys in a few weeks. Thanks for watching.